Hi, welcome to this video on visitor design pattern. According to Wikipedia, the visitor design pattern is a way of separating an algorithm from an object structure on which it operates. What this means is if we have an hierarchy of classes, then we can make some operations on those classes without modifying those classes using the visitor design pattern. So let us see how this is possible in this short video. I'm using C Sharp with Visual Studio 2022 for this demo. Since this pattern is about hierarchy of objects, I have already created three classes to save time. You can see this in this class diagram. I have person, the base class, manager, and employee are derived from the person class. Person class, which is the base class, has two properties, first name and last name. Manager, which is derived from person, adds another property called num reports to hold total number of reports for this manager. And employee is again another inherited class from person and adds a new property called reporting to store to which manager this employee reports. Now assume we have a collection of these objects, something like this. And now we need to print some description based on the type of the object. For example, for employee, we need to print to whom he reports to, and for manager, we need to print the number of reportees. For this, we can loop through the collection and print message based on the type of the object. In the interest of time, I'm copy pasting the code here. This will print the messages in the output window. You can see I'm looping through the people collection, and based on the type of the object, I'm printing different statements. So I will run this application and let us see the output. As you can see, there are three lines printed, each one for person and one for manager and one for employee. This code works, but as more number of classes inherit from person, more if conditions needs to be added. This is a code smell and can be fixed by extracting this code in another class and having a method for each person hierarchy, something like this. As you can see, for each person hierarchy, I have created a method. So once we have this method, we can refactor this by removing this and creating an instance of printer. And then inside the for loop calling printer dot print of person. Now let us run this and see if this works. As you could see, this always prints the name of the object. So it means that only the first method is being called, which is the method that takes the person as its argument. This is because the method to be called on the person object is resolved by the compiler at the compile time. Since we have declared this collection as list of person, each object in that collection is going to be a person object at compile time, and hence when we call printer.print, only the first method is invoked. This is known as compile time or static binding, and method overloading are resolved during compile time binding. How can we fix this? The solution is to resolve the methods at runtime. We know that method overriding is resolved at runtime. So if we somehow can add a method on the person object and its hierarchy, then we can easily fix this issue. Something like if I create a overridable method on person like print and then pass the printer and see what happens. So I'm going to create an virtual method on person object, person class, so that it can be overridden in its child classes. I will call it as print or print me to be clear, and it's going to take the printer as its argument. So what this method is going to do is just call printer.print by passing this. So we need to override this method in its child classes. So I'm just copying and pasting. This is a virtual method, so I need to override it. And again in the employee class, now let us change the code to invoke the newly created function on the person class and see how it behaves. Now we can see this works as expected. What we have effectively done is change the method resolve based on both the receiver object as well as the first parameter. This is called as double dispatch. Languages like C# and Java only support single dispatch, that is, resolved method based on receiver object only. And using visitor pattern, we have mimicked double dispatch. This is the crux of the visitor design pattern. Now, if we want to perform another operation on these classes, that is the person hierarchy, say printing to a console rather than the output window, we can extend the printer class and do it. So I'm going to copy this printer class and name it as console printer. And since it is we need to override it since it's a virtual method. And instead of debug.writeLine, I'm just going to put console.writeLine. And instead of printer, I'm going to invoke console printer. Now let us run and see the message being printed in the console. As you can see, it works as expected, but we haven't changed the person hierarchy. So this is what the visitor design pattern is about. By convention, in visitor pattern, this print me method will be called as accept, and the printer will be called as visitor, and the print method will be called as visit. Hope you found this video useful. Do share this with whomever you think might find useful. Thanks for watching.